bet. Just follow my lead. Ja, das ist furchtbar füttern. According to the plague, these are flora and fauna found in the mushroom field. A mushroom field? There are houses made of mushrooms in the Cloud Valley. Since the mushrooms are red and blue, they've called the red shroom forage spot and the blue shroom forage spot. I see. No wonder you have things like wish flower or slippery crate that are rarely seen anywhere. I would like to see it for myself if I ever get a chance. I'm curious about their internal structure and why they grow into those shapes. If you would like, we can go together next time. You know, you seem much more interested in research and observation than I thought, Dan. I never would have guessed it. Well, I like to show a different side of myself once in a while. I'm glad I got to see the side of you. Da ist ja wild drin. Judging by the wildlife here, the Cloud Valley downstream must have been formed by a massive lake. You can tell that just by looking at the plants and animals? Yes, because tail-breathing croc can only live in very wide open waters. Is that so? I never knew that. Ha, most people don't. But looking at this, it seems there are quite a few creatures you have to swim to catch. I'm a great swimmer, so it's no problem. Do you want to come with me next time, Dan? No, thank you. I'm not fond of getting wet. When I'm collecting, I have to go into the water sometimes, right? I use a pitter-patter potion to walk on the water. There's a potion like that? Can I get one too? No, that's an advanced potion. Brewing it is strictly forbidden for anyone but certain official witches. Oh, really? But can you use it then? Well, I'm a member of the witch administration. I use it to evaluate potions. What a bummer. This area has been inspected. Inhabits the upstream. Is the exhibit above the same? The description lists juicy lemon, spotted branch, melody, honey piglet, and cotton doggy. That's right, they all share the same habitat. Oh, so that's why the cotton candy and favo red are together. These two have a symbiotic relationship. They do? Yes, favo red have a habit of storing seeds in their nests, and those seeds are usually what the cotton doggy eats. Doesn't that mean only the cotton doggy benefits? Well, the cotton doggy sheds its fur. During breeding season, the favo red will line its nest with cotton doggy fluff to prepare for its babies. Aha, so they really do help each other out. You know so much, Dan. Ah, thank you for the compliment. That should be enough, let's head back. So what do you think of the Cloud Valley Hall? Well, regarding the Cloud Valley Hall, feels completely different from Wisteria. It's quite refreshing. It's a shame there isn't more to see yet, but the explanation makes up for it. Thank you again for the tour. Of course, I'm just glad you like it, Dan. Being here in the Cloud Valley Hall reminds me of when I first arrived. After we built the bridge, new faces like Aaron, Rex, Alvin and Vince started showing up. Every day is so much fun now. I see, you really do look like you're enjoying yourself. But wouldn't you rather go somewhere better, where you can really use your talents, Ellie? The records department is usually about collecting things related to the first witch. It involves traveling all over the record things when necessary. It would suit you perfectly. But right now I want to stay in Wisteria. I love this village. But the time will come when you have to leave. You were the magna cum laude in your class, Ellie. With your skills, don't you think staying in a tiny village is a waste? Even so, do you still want to stay in this village forever? Das muss ich jetzt entscheiden? Wieso muss ich das jetzt entscheiden? Ich muss mal kurz was trinken, das war jetzt so viel Text. Ich weiß nicht. Ich habe Angst, dass es irgendeinen Einfluss hat, wenn ich das jetzt drücke. Also die süßere Antwort wäre natürlich, dass ich ja sag. Aber die ehrlichere Antwort wäre nö. Ja, danke, ich trinke gleich nochmal. I will probably leave this village one day. Ja, einer geht noch. But at least not right now. And even if I do leave, I might just come back again. This place is really my second home now. Won't you regret it? No, this is the path I've chosen. How naive of you, Ellie. Thank you for the explanation. According to the plan, I should head to the next hall now. Is something wrong? Well, we still have a little time. I think we could explore the halls a bit more. Of course, the inspection is already sufficient. We could also just go straight to the Constellation Hall. You're the one taking time out of your day for me, so I will let you choose, Ellie. Do you want to show Dan more halls you haven't visited yet? So not. Weiß zwar nicht, was es bringt, aber ja. This is the crafting hall. Where should I start? How about we talk while we walk? Good idea. Jawohl. These are potions and candies made with materials from the Cloud Valley. Looking at the catalog, the Cloud Valley has many materials for some very unique and practical potions. They do? Well, for instance, the demand for Thundershower potions is higher than you would think, which is often asked for help to maintain their water supply. The Sticky Hand potion is one of those potions with materials that are quite hard to find. The materials for Sticky Hand potion, that would be wishflower seed or mole ground, right? Yes, but they're not easy to harvest. Both materials are very fragile. You must be quite skilled at gardening if you haven't found it difficult. It's not that big of a deal. It's obvious just by looking at the items you've donated at the Records Museum. You're really amazing, Ellie. Dann habe ich Danke gesagt. Next, let me show you the potions and candies from the Green Forest. I used these potions and candies a lot when I first came to Wisteria. By the way, the first candy I ever made was the healing candy. A child in the village was hurt, so I had to treat them. Was that shortly after you arrived in Wisteria? You didn't have many materials back then either. You're very kind. I just did what any witch would do. Plus, it was my first time brewing somewhere other than school, so I was pretty excited. You really are free, aren't you, Ellie? They do? Yes, I don't like acting on a whim. I can't even imagine it. This area has been inspected. These are the potions and candies made with materials from the Starlight Cave. So the potions and candies I use can actually be made here. Which ones do you use most often? The Cool Head candy or Whisper candy? I get the Cool Head candy, but Whisper candy? Isn't that a candy that makes it so only the person you're talking to can hear you clearly? People usually eat those when they're sharing secrets or need to speak in a quiet place. Exactly, it's very useful. Is that all? Yes, just that. How surprising. I didn't think you were the type to use those, Dan. You should try using it yourself sometime, Ellie. The effect is better than you would expect. That should be enough. Let's head back. What do you think of the crafting hall? Well, regarding the crafting hall, there are some empty spots, but it's wonderful to hear your personal explanation, Ellie. I hope one day this hall would be filled with your very own potions and candies. Thank you, that was a big help. Thank you for showing me the other halls. I've really enjoyed the tour. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Ready for the next stop? Da gibt's Dauer. Aquarium. Talking while we walk again. Ja, sind wenigstens hier drin. These are fish from the Green Forest. When I first came to the village, I had no idea that there were so many types of fish. A villager named Freddy, who lived just outside the village, taught me how. Catching things is a lot of fun, and it's more useful than you would think. Now that we have the Records Museum, I can donate the fish I catch. It really keeps me motivated. I don't particularly care for fish, as I thought an aquarium really needs to be full of fish to be worth seeing. You don't like fish? So, you like fish, Ellie? I love the tug on the line when a fish bites. You should try it yourself next time, Dan. I bet you would find it fun. I'll think about it. Okay. Black says these are fish from the Cloud Valley. By the way, you can actually go inside and get a closer look at the fish. Laurel and Wayward, they both hate fish, you know. The way the space are divided and combined is quite well done. You seem really close to Laura and Baobab, Dan. Because I'm from the Witch Administration. I see them quite often as representatives. And you guys even talk about things you hate? That's amazing. It's not exactly that. I just know the manager of this records museum. That person hates fish, so I assumed they felt the same way. I just learned something new. This area has been inspected. Wo denn noch? It's a fish from the studded cave. This place is a bit different from other aquariums. That's why the central display is so huge. It's nice to just space out and watch the fish swim around. But isn't it a waste of time to just sit and watch? But resting is important too. I suppose you're right. To each their own. It should be enough. Let's head back. So what do you think of the aquarium? Well, regarding the aquarium, it's very quiet and peaceful here. I like it. It's nice to take a slow stroll every now and then. It's a shame there isn't more to see yet, but your explanation makes up for it. Thank you again for the tour. Of course, I'm just glad you liked it, Dan. The aquarium makes me feel like I'm actually underwater. It seems you're really fond of this place. Thanks to you, I've learned so much. Truly thank you. I'm happy I could show you around, Dan. Only one hole left. Let's go. Virgil, do you want to say something? You're really putting in the effort to show her around. Well, Dan is always looking out for me. I wanted to pay her back. Besides, I'm the one who donated most of this stuff. I guess I just got excited when explaining it all. Haven't you noticed anything off about Dan? Dan? Yeah, she does seem a bit different today. How do I put this? She seems more relaxed. It's probably just my imagination. Is that all you wanted to ask? I was just curious if I was the only one who felt that way. Is Dan hiding something from me? Maybe. Anyway, keep a close eye on her. Got it. Dan is still waiting, so I'm going back. Sorry, Dan. Did I keep you waiting long? Ellie! I haven't been waiting long. I was just looking at the exhibits. What do you think of the Constellation Hall? You were staring at it quite intently. The Constellation Hall? Well, based on the current state of the hall, the collection isn't complete yet, but it's wonderful. I'm really looking forward to seeing it finished. I'm very satisfied. Your explanation was fantastic, Ellie. I had a great time. Lastly, I have one question for you as the donor. Once the Wisteria Records is complete, would you be interested in donating to other places? No, I think I prefer Wisteria. Then, what is your reason for donating to the Wisteria Records Museum? Well, it started with the records department, but now it's because I've fallen in love with collecting stories of Wisteria. The Records Museum is where the stories of Wisteria come together after all. I want this to be the place people come to when they want to rediscover Wisteria. Stories? That's a romantic way of putting it, but as far as I know, this is a place for the pursuit of stellar knowledge. Compared to the source of stellar knowledge, the records of Wisteria are insignificant. How can you say that, Dan? Wisteria isn't insignificant. My apologies, that was a slip of the tongue. However, it seems you don't know much about stellar knowledge, Ellie. What do you mean by that? Excuse me for a moment. What is all this? I'm simply using a bit of power as a witch. What you see now is a fragment of stellar knowledge. It is said stellar knowledge contains all the laws and memories of the world. I heard the first witch used this knowledge to create the existence known as witches. She then taught them the right knowledge so they could follow her and shared the same idea. Is it magnificent? It really is something. It feels like I'm right in the center of the universe. Within this vast knowledge, surely Wisteria has a place too, right? I suppose, somewhere in that vast sea of stars in some unseen corner. Ellie, after seeing such a magnificent sight, do you still cling to this tiny village? The records of a small village are but an insignificant dot on the massive trail of the stars. Wait a second, stop saying that. Calm down, Ellie. I didn't mean it that way. I know this place is special to you, but I find it a pity that such a small world has captured your heart, causing talents that could be used for far greater things to go to waste. You ignore the vast sea of stars just to stay in a tiny puddle. Is it simply because this place is familiar and easy to deal with? I didn't do this all because it was easy. Listening to you talk, I finally realized it. Are you really Dan? Ich habe es mir gerade an die Augen gedacht, dass es eigentlich der Typ ist. Oh, Ellie, don't be silly. I'm your dear friend Diane. I must have gotten a little too into character. My apologies. Don't make such a scary face. You're a good girl, aren't you, Ellie? Wait, stay back. If you're really Diane, then answer my questions. Questions. Sure, ask away. I'm going to prove that I am Diane. As soon as I ask about things only Diane and I went through, you would be caught. 1 or 2 questions aren't enough to be sure. Just ask anything you can think of. What questions should I ask? Study potion. Investigation. Buying sacred water. On credit. Do you remember when you let me buy sacred water on credit? Actually, I need another one. Can I borrow it again? Sure, as long as it's something you want, I will give you anything. But on one condition. That shouldn't be a problem, right? We're friends after all. You're definitely not Diane. The real Anne would have loved and let me borrow it. She's a bad merchant. That's a bit rude, isn't it? But the current Diane sounds like a shrewd merchant setting conditions. What price do you want me to pay? I only said it because I think of you as a friend, Ellie. Do you remember when we first met? You even talked to my Master Witch. Ah, yes, I was quite surprised to see a Master Witch. Why? Because it was my first time meeting Lisa Whitegarden. She was much younger than I expected. Gotcha. Diane has never met the Master Witch. If she's never met her, how would she know she's young? Oh, I must have confused her with someone else. Sorry. Any other questions? Do you remember when I did those tests after we reported the shoddy potions? Of course. Thanks for your help. I was able to confirm that they were a subpar. I was happy to help. The candy you gave me back then was delicious. How could I forget? If you want more, I will prepare. But I will. Gott. Ja, ich trinke. Trinken ist vielleicht eine gute Idee. Dankeschön. Es ist echt viel Text heute. So, how could I forget? If you want more, I will prepare some even better ones. You're my precious friend after all. You're not Diane, are you? She didn't give me candy back then at all. Oh, sorry? I suddenly can't recall. Let's try another question. I'm certain now. You're not Diane. Oh, Ellie, that's so mean. And he really thought of you as a friend. Oh, Ellie, I didn't expect to see you here. Wait, what? Why is there another me? Diane? Ja, ich trinke. Oh, Entschuldigung, ich wollte nicht so schreien. Ja, ich habe heute nochmal getrunken. Dankeschön. I was just starting to have fun. Your timing really couldn't be worse. Ja, man kann den Cooldown-Timer erhöhen, aber ich muss ja nicht ganz so viel trinken. Also ich muss ja nicht jedes Mal so 5 Stück machen. It's fine. My investigation is over anyway. Wer bist denn du? Hello there. Who are you? Rahel? Rahel? I feel like I've heard that name somewhere. You heard it when you first came to the Records Museum, remember? Nein. Nein, ich habe keine Ahnung. Wait, who was it again? You know the person who spoke to you through Laurel? That familiar? Oh, I remember now. Right, the person who hates the Blue River family. Is that how I'm remembered? That's a bit disappointing. So the person I've been touring with this whole time wasn't Diane? I can apologize for that. I wanted to get to know you, so I used a disguise potion. And Diane, sorry for boring your appearance for a while. Wait, what? It's okay. Diane? Glad to hear it. You're here as a guest, so I hope you enjoy yourself. Ellie, you look like you have a lot to say to me, right? I'll be waiting for you in the museum lobby. Come over when you're ready. Ja, ich trinke nochmal. Dankeschön.